Oh, I see part of the issue here is this little bad boy popped up. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, so we've got that little sucker jammed. Okay, so you are, that's your job. Aha. All right, let go of that little guy. Yeah, you just let go of that little guy. Come on. Yeah, I need a higher table. All right, so you got turned in here somehow. I see. All right, so let's pop this guy out again. So I can unhook all my mechanisms and get them back as they are meant to be. Get everything all uncrossed from itself. So this little piece here, okay. Keep you back down. I can see where this little retainer bit is helpful here because it keeps this piece from riding up too much. It's a shame that my little spring there is broken. And hopefully we don't have to do anything with that yet, but we'll find out. I hit the recording limit. How much did I miss it by? A couple seconds. Ding, ding. I should actually probably zoom out, give myself a little more space again. Let's see if that does any better. The other nice thing is, although these, whoops, got distracted. So while these little, Graflex Trioptar lenses are okay, they're nothing special. So even if I bust one, I'm not super concerned about it. It's not like I'm digging around in the internals of a super nice expensive lens. Then I would feel bad. Hrumph-a-dumph. Hopefully I'm not leaning too far into the frame. All right, so we tried putting this bar into this one and it didn't trigger. So let's try putting this bar into this one and see if that doesn't make this mechanism work. And see if we can't figure out where our problem really lies. There we go, trip that. Goose this bad boy out of here. Fortunately, this is the kind of stuff I live for. I really enjoy this troubleshooting and figuring things out. As much as I would love to have the booklet, or the instruction guide or the printout sheet that tells me, do this. I kind of want to figure it out for myself as much as possible. Because if I figure it out for myself, then I can apply the knowledge that I pick up to other scenarios. You're back in. This goes this way. All right, so it's not just the bar. Huh. Interesting. I pulled out the threaded, you know, shutter piece. Oh, I didn't even know I could do that. I don't think that should just pop out, though. I don't know that it's attached in any meaningful way. I mean, I know this one's not attached in any meaningful way, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, it looks like there should be a screw there, but I don't see that this one is screwed in. Wild. Okay. Well, something to be aware of. So, is it just that this piece has kind of pooed the bed, for lack of a better term? No, it would also probably help if I see part of the issue might be here that I didn't. I think I need to reset it so it's actually in the right. Like I said, we're learning. Let go of that. Goose this out. So this bar, oh, come back, should be in here. There we go. Also important, that was my bad. Maybe not entirely my fault since I didn't know. Now I know. See? Learning. Look at how much I've learned today. Hopefully you guys are picking up something from it. Well, who knows? This all settled in there as much as possible. At some point I look forward to trying to make my own springs, because that should be, hey, look at that. But we got a little bit bindy again. Well, helps if, oh, interesting. All right. So this got caught on this piece, so we do need to do something with that, and then I didn't reset this spring. Got ahead of myself, don't do that. And now, yeah, it's bound up in the same way it's been binding up. And that these pieces in here get tangled. Ho-hum. Okay, well. Also, these pieces are all crossed together. What a mess. I could see where that would be a bit of a frightening situation if you weren't familiar with it. All right. Let's remove the tension, walk ourselves back out of this a little bit. Yeah, these two pieces really crossed up right here. Let's see if I can get, that's cool. Right? Can you see where they're all crossed over one another right there? All right, let's see if we can't undo that. Let's see if I can't. I need to start setting a timer so that, I think I caught it pretty quick again, but Ugh, it's no bueno. Okay, so if I pull this back, I should have a little bit of freedom to slide this guy. Nope, because these guys are holding it tight. My little shutter bar is trying to... Should learn more of the names for some of these parts. Okie dokie. Wow, that's a pickle. Alright. The lesson from this, guys, is don't get ahead of yourself and start firing the shutter rapidly if you're not sure it's going to work. Alright. There we go. That's all nice and unbound. And let's see if we can fish this through here. All right. All right, so let me walk you guys through, I guess, what I did to unstick that. So when those little cross pieces bound up, I pulled up this little bad boy, or I nudged it over to the side and pulled it up so it freed this end of the bar, which allowed me to wiggle this guy, this end, free from these doodads. Man, I gotta learn the names of some of these parts so I can actually talk about them with some level of intelligence. All right, so let's reset. So all right, so this guy, right, goes in between those two forks, which controls our shutter. Beautiful. The other problem was it got hung up on this, so we might actually have to do something with that. Which I should probably do sooner rather than later. Alright, well, if we're gonna tweak that, let's go ahead and pull you out, friend. Alright, so if you rotate around, you come out. Excellent. Oh, you bend pretty dang easily. I mean, I can definitely see why that would be part of the problem. I'm going to grab the needle nose pliers and see if I can't straighten it out a little bit. Without mucking anything else up too bad. There we go. So, you know, this one has a pretty... This one's got a bit of a stair-stepped pattern to it. All right, you'll see it steps up and up. I don't know that I can quite get this one right back in that shape. We've got a bit of a swoop-de-scoop now, but it is lifted back up off. So let's see if we can't nudge everything back together and see if that doesn't... Oh, come on now. Neat. Okay, well, I was showing a lot of things to this camera that I don't think we caught. I guess as we walk it back, we'll figure out how much I missed. I don't think anything fell out there. So what I was just showing off again is this is the working lens, right? And it has, in this part here that is bent in the other lens that we're working on right now, it has this little stair step pattern as it comes up. So I just reached in there with these tweezers, pulled it up and straightened it a little bit. So we don't quite have that same stair step pattern, right? But you'll notice that it does at least come up off now. So we're gonna try and put things back together and see if that hasn't ungummed some of our works. And that'll probably do it for today. I will pull this one apart and clean some things to try and ungum our slower shutter speeds at some point, but I think if we get this one working, we'll have done good for today. I will be quite pleased. All right, slide that back on there. Make sure I'm in focus, dang it. I'm gonna get a checklist. I'm gonna print it, put it just off screen, and remind myself constantly. All right, so I threaded the gap, push that in the fork. That slides under that bar beautifully. I want to reset this mechanism so it's popped out like it should be. You seem like you should have a screw in it. And you look like you have, well, not a screw. Conundrums abound. All right. Like I said, I like this stuff. I might not be good at it, but I like it. Okay, you are the working bar, which we're gonna set aside for now, and we're gonna try, because if it'll just work, you know, with the intended pieces. That would be ideal, right? So as I put this together, I'm going to put the other one together to make sure everything is coming back together the way I think it ought to. I'm getting a call from my dad. Hello? Hey, what's up? One phone call from my dad later. We have these in pretty identical configurations. That's all back together and triggering oh man, if I ended up setting them both up to where they just default to open, won't that be irritating? Okay, well, let's keep moving. Oh, right. Duh. You gotta set this spring back. And now we close. Okay, how about you, bud? I don't want to open. No, do we catch? No, we don't quite engage. Why not? So part of it seems to be there we go. And we bind up again. Okay. We're getting there. And then you're all gummed up in here again. Fascinating. Tell you what, I would like to be doing this while listening to music, because that makes me happy. That would help to some extent. Okay. So you are hung up on this little doodad again. Reset, you go down, you're back where you belong. And the issue here is, are you between your forks? You are. This guy keeps wanting to ride up. All right. I might start fiddling with this a little bit off camera. And focus, right? Yeah. Fiddle with it off camera so that I can report back with the information, since I've been doing pretty much the same thing for the last hour. And, you know, I'll report back with what I find. All right, yeah, let's do that. I'll be back. 1 second, folks. Let me preface this by saying, by no means do I think this is a permanent solution. However, they work. So, what happened off camera? So this one is still a little sticky at the slower speeds. However, I think just by running it a lot, it has cleaned itself up a fair bit. We'll see what happens and I'll report back later. So what I had to do for this bad boy is, you'll notice there's a little bit of cardstock here. So the top of that spring, which kind of helps keep this little plate down, which resets the shutter. You'll notice on this one there's a little bit of similar cardstock material that is attached to it. Well, I couldn't quite do that, but what I did have on hand was cardstock and contact cement. I don't think it's a permanent solution, however, it does keep this spring in place because that's what was causing it to bind with this little arm here. I also had to adjust the arm. There's a little bit of filing and a little bit of bending so that it would catch and trip. However, we're gonna go ahead and put things back together, and yeah, so far so good. I'm quite pleased. Double check and make sure I didn't get too much junk up in here. All right, the question is, can we get it all sealed shut? Feels like everything is much more appropriately lined up. There we go. Just tighten that just until you feel it bind. And start backing them in evenly. Oh, that's nice. And double checking. Snappy. I'm gonna slide this back in for now. Till it falls out again. All right. All right, so let's get this in here. Right. Ding. And that's all in nicely. Line up our two little marks there. You look like you fit in like this. Might have to take the screws out to get them lined up. Let's see how I did. Oh, close. Yeah, pretty much bang on. Beautiful. And there we go. Oh, I hate slotted screws. All right. Oh, T works. Aperture works. Bulb. Beautiful. 200. 100. 50. 25. 10. Oh, beautiful. All right. Give these a proper clean at some point. You can see all the cleaning marks on them as it is. Boom. Hashtag big success. All right. We'll put this other one back together in probably double speed. let's give ourselves the same little check. T, check. Bulb. There we go. Check. 200. 100. 50. 25. 10. Well, a couple of hang-ups, a little more consistent. And check our aperture. All right, I'm gonna call that pretty successful. Thank you guys for joining me on that adventure. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I don't exactly know what I'm talking about, but I'm happy to hazard a guess or tell you at least what I do know. So everyone take care, be well, wash your hands, wear a mask, social distance, take care of yourselves because it's the best way to take care of others, and I will see you tomorrow. Later.